I want to welcome everybody to Bozeman Impact. We're about to get our first fight underway. Bozeman Impact is presented by Fight Force Productions. I'm Cal Clark, and this is Johnny Aho. We're going to do some play-by-play for you. How you doing today, Johnny?
Thanks, Cal. Always good to see you. Yeah, looks like a great crowd here tonight. It looks like a classic matchup between maybe a striker and a ground guy. I know that Mark Johnson out of Kalispell knows he's an exciting, explosive fighter to watch.
Yes, he's very powerful, very strong, and should be an excellent matchup.
Well, they touch gloves. Little feeling out process.
Looks like Mark tried their leg kick there.
Both fighters measuring. There we go. No contact. Right. Takedown by Ogden. In the full guard.
Landing a couple body shots, the head shots there.
Mark doing a great job of controlling Ogden's posture. You know, it's important to do that. If you let a guy up and he's just going to rain down punches on you if you don't control his posture.
Definitely, and that sets up a lot of jiu-jitsu from there as well, as keeping his posture controlled.
Overall, he's doing a great job of negating any damage from the top.
Looks like Ogden's working on a pass there, but Mark smartly keeps that down.
Now, Cal, you're a fighter. You're a pro fighter. You prefer to stay in a closed guard, or you like to fight out of an open guard?
I'm getting to the point where I'm getting more comfortable with an open guard position. I like the butterfly on one side. It opens me up to some more sweeps and keeps me more mobile on the ground. Sometimes you just get stuck at the bottom there.
And you're not a stationary target stuck right in front of him if he is raining down shots.
Try to keep your head moving and stay aggressive even on the ground.
Again, he's doing a great job of passing the guard.
Looks like he's moved into side control.
Very nice side mount. Couple hammer fists to the head.
Looking like he's trying to land some shoulder strikes there in that side control position.
Good use of the cage. Great use of the cage.
Excellent. The Ox is a fighter out of Great Falls. He's fighting for Team Wolfpack.
That's a strong club, Cal. They've got a number of great fighters in that organization.
They do for sure. They're also, Great Falls is quite a strong MMA team in general. There's lots of good fight teams out of Great Falls.
Yeah, I can remember them when there was one. Now there are several, and you're right. They're all great fight clubs. Talented guys, a lot of the UGF wrestlers.
Yep, excellent. Looks like the Ox has a good tie-up underneath his arm there, allowing him to do some good hammer fists in that position he has.
Yeah, that's a bad position to be caught in, Cal, as you and I both know. You never want one arm taken away from you.
Looks like it's kind of almost to a north-south position. Now back to side control, back to north-south. Mark Johnson recently moved to Bozeman. He's fighting out of the Montana Mixed Martial Arts local team here. He's originally from Kalispell.
And Brian Dietz is the coach of that club. Fantastic coach, great jits coach.
Very, very good coach, and he's put on a great, moves to mount.
Oh, not good for Ogden.
Yeah, Johnson's in a real tough position. Ogden's got a great position here. Almost a top, kind of a triangle position. You've got one in and one out in that top position.
That's a real high mount. It's tough to hip a guy off when they're that high up on you.
Very, very strong position. Johnson has his work cut out for him here.
Out the back door he goes, up to their feet again. Fantastic action.
Back to the stand-up position.
Each getting a couple blows in.
Mark Johnson has a couple years of boxing, so I'm assuming he'd rather be standing than on the ground.
His hands are looking a little low right now, Cal.
I'm sure
that ground battle wore him out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that mount took a lot out of him.
Great kicks, though. Nice use of the
And that'll be the end of round number 1.
Brett Hamlin's our referee for this bout. He's got quite a few years of refereeing and always seems to do a good job.
Brett's got a great club out of Helena, Helltown Hybrids, fantastic coach. Not too many people know, but he was also Chuck Liddell's conditioning coach in San Luis Obispo.
He was. He's got a lot of experience in MMA, so that's very helpful for a referee.
And him and Chuck are still very tight to this day. Okay, action takes off again. A few kicks being thrown.
Ogden catches with a trip for a takedown. Excellent.
Beautiful takedown. Right back into guard.
Johnson's been here before. Hopefully he has some more success with some activity at the bottom there.
I like the way he's controlling his posture. I would like to see him open up that guard and maybe do some shrimping, put his foot on his hip, open up some space, create some opportunity, Cal.
Bottom guard is definitely an offensive position, and you need to pull some offense there if you're going to stay there. If he's the top guy is worried about you doing offense, he's less worried about punching you.
And it's awful tough to set up any submissions in a closed guard with your guard closed.
Definitely. Makes it a lot more difficult.
And again, you become that stationary target for the top man striking. Great body shots. But again, not any damage being done to Mark Johnson by Ogden.
Looks like he's opening up that guard a little bit. Hopefully he had a foot on the hip there. Hopefully he continues that pattern and look for some offense.
Yeah, at that point in time, I would be looking for my nearest sweep. He's got that arm control again, Cal.
Yeah, and that wasn't a good position from the first round. Johnson wasn't in a good position there when that arm was trapped.
Ogden scored some points in that position.
And from a judge's standpoint, Ogden looks like he's winning the fight when he's on top, and I agree with him. I think he is winning as to this point.
He's definitely controlling the action here.
It's like Ogden's maybe trying to get pass and guard there, and looks like Johnson might be looking for maybe possibly an omoplata on that side. He keeps pushing and bringing that leg high.
Well, he's got a great opportunity for a Kimura on that left arm of Ogden.
He does. It is
wide open,
and
it's just flat there.
Looks like he is hand fighting underneath there to try to get control of it. The only problem is he has that hand trapped on the other side, so it's tough for him to set up that Kimura on that side.
You saw how Ogden slowly moved him to the cage to get his head up against the cage, which definitely puts a limit on what you can and cannot do in that cage.
It's definitely difficult to move when your head's up against that cage in that position.
But he's striking well from the bottom. He is scoring points.
He really needs to get that arm loose. Ogden's completely stopping his offense by having that arm trapped underneath him.
Oh, there he goes. There he's got it out. Well, it looks like there was a little too much lull in the action. They're breaking him up. Timeout. Timeout called by the referee. Looks like maybe a wardrobe malfunction of some sort.
Yeah.
Yep, his shorts came untied, Cal.
Looks like that happens sometimes.
It does.
There's always seems to be a hang-up once in a while. That's just the way these events go.
I used to kind of like that. Gave you a minute to catch your breath.
It is especially beneficial, but it's beneficial to both fighters.
Correct.
And we'll start from standing. Touch of gloves.
Yeah, I figured there was a lull in the action, and that's why he stood him up originally.
Good sportsmanship, touching gloves. That's good.
You know, Cal, I can tell you I'm a fan of every sport in this world, but mixed martial arts has the best sports in it.
Definitely. A couple of good right hands landed by Ogden there.
Oh, a beautiful combination put together, followed up by a kick. Takedown by Mark Johnson.
Yeah, looks like Ogden's going to end up at the bottom, which is not what he's used to in this particular fight.
So far, Mark's not looking to pass.
Looks like he might have half guard. Ogden has his head popped out. Excellent.
Waiting for him to remove that arm. What he needs to do is settle his hips in and stay heavy on top. And watch out for the sweep.
Yep. Ogden looks like he has that butterfly buried in there looking for the sweep. Ten seconds
left. Good call, Cal. Yeah, he's doing a great job of controlling his posture and doing damage control.
That'll be the end of round number 2.
Okay, that's it.
These fighters in the cage.
Here we go. Start of round number 3. That's the last round.
Round number 2 was a lot closer, but I still give the edge to Ogden there.
Yeah,
I think
I'd have to go with Ogden also.
I think he was on top the most and had control the most.
And I'd hate to say it, but it looks like Mark Johnson would need a KO, a referee stoppage, or a submission here. to win this bout.
Yeah, he's definitely fighting on his heels now. He's got to show some heart here to try to pull out this victory.
Touch of gloves. Nice jab, nice jab. Great combo. Great combo by both fighters.
Excellent exchange.
Beautiful knees, nice Muay Thai knees to the midsection. Now Johnson's lighting up the kicks. And a takedown.
Ogden definitely knows where he wants to go. He wants to bring this to the ground where he's been winning the fight.
Figured it'd be a classic matchup. Stand up and a ground guy. And again, back into takedown, back into guard.
Ogden's got him pushed up against that cage, which makes it really difficult to be mobile there, like we discussed earlier.
It's kind of a familiar sight from round one.
Excellent, yep.
With Ogden controlling top position. And he really has dominated from top position.
He's done very well in striking and in passing and getting to a more dominant position.
Now you're going to watch him trap that arm again, Cal. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, it's worked for him in the past. There's no reason to change it.
Correct. Now I would want to spin my head away from the cage, Cal, get my feet to the cage and maybe try and push off.
Yep, if he's not going to use that cage to shoulder up and work himself up, he definitely needs to use his feet to get there.
I don't know that a lot of clubs are working wall walks, which is really important, especially in the cage. I know you can't do that in the ring, but in the cage you can wall walk, get yourself out of trouble.
It's definitely an element that needs to be done for sure. It changes the whole element of the cage, where if you use the cage to your benefit as the bottom, it makes a completely different ball game once you use that cage.
It can actually be used as an offense or a defensive move, that cage.
Brett slapping the toes away. It is illegal to get the toes inside of the cage.
Correct. Now you can have your palms flat and your feet flat, but you cannot hook any digits into the chain link. Oh, here we go, here we go. Is he trying to convert it? Nope, slipped out. Looked like he was going for maybe a triangle choke, Cal.
That's what I was looking at too. He seems to be getting better out on one hip than he was in the earlier rounds. It looks like he's maybe trying to be more active. I think Mark Johnson knows that he's in trouble here and he needs to finish this fight.
It has to be finished, correct. If it goes to the judges, I believe it's a unanimous decision for Ogden.
I concur.
Great hammer strikes from the top. Again, not using any shrimping, not trying to create any space from the bottom.
Looks like Brett's got a break in the action. He's going to stand those boys up, which is definitely a benefit for Mark Johnson.
And that's where he'd rather keep it.
Touch of the gloves.
Now, it makes him a little leery to throw those kicks because he's afraid of that takedown. Ogden's done that each time he's thrown a kick.
Yes.
Here we go. Here's a nice exchange and stand up.
Ogden goes for the takedown again.
Nice sprawl, very nice sprawl. Avoided that takedown.
He's still up against the cage though, so he's not out of the woods yet. He needs to circle out of there.
Stand back up. Nope.
Goes for it. Looks like a gator roll.
Now the only reason he's not coming over on him is he's got his left leg hooked to his left leg.
Looks like he lost the arm, and Ogden ends up on top inside control.
Now what he needs to do is create some space again, just like that, push off on the hip, turn into him, get that knee in between him and Ogden.
He's going to have to work pretty fast. I think they got short time here in this third round.
He needs to be acting out of desperation at this point.
That's definitely time for that. And the end of the fight.
That's a long 12 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Our judges have come to a decision. Your winner, by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, James the Ox Ogden.